Hey YouTube, Daniel Duels here, bringing you another commentary. I'm going to be showing you a couple replays with one of the funnest decks I've played, and I actually took the time to create this one myself and edit it and just work out the kinks, and it's still got a little bit of running issues, consistency errors and stuff like that. I'm still trying to work all that out, figuring out, what do I run at 2, what do I run at 3. But this is called Apex Ninjas, and it runs with the mainly just Hanzo, Thunderbird, and Avian, which are the Mist Valley cards if you don't know about Thunderbird and Avian. And I'll basically show that to you whenever we get started, but we have a pretty nice opening hand here. So those are the Avians I was talking about. So this opening hand is not bad by any means, but the number one card I usually want to get on that first hand is Thunderbird, because it's one of the hardest ones to get. That's why I run 3 Duality, because sometimes it's just impossible to get Thunderbird, and he's key to doing the lockdown. But the thing about this deck is it doesn't even need the Thunderbird engine to win, because it has so much support in back row and you can kind of special summon. But there you go. So what happened here is I used Art of Transformation to get rid of Hanzo and bring out Avian. And as you can see, when an effect's activated, I can select a card and return it to my hand. It has to be Mist Valley, and then negate it and destroy it. Any effect, which is insane. Spell, monster, trap. So the only thing that can beat this is a high vanilla if they don't manage to chain 2 cards on it at once, which is why I run heavy back row with wiretap and stuff, so they can't get a double chain and get rid of Avian. But when this guy's returned to the hand, he immediately hits the field. So basically, it's a recycling effect that I can negate any effect in the game. And once I get this set up, it's game. Honestly, whenever I'm dueling somebody, just watch this. Trap, negated, bring back out him. And it's just that easy. And now that he's he has nothing to do. He didn't have any protection. He couldn't double chain me. And even if he could, I have that wiretap. It can negate Karibo, it can negate all sorts of things. It can even negate the Battle Fader. It's insane. So basically the whole goal of this deck is to get these 2 out, and that's it. And once you do that, you're good. The rest of these are just kind of ways to beat them down. And another great thing about this transformation card is you can attack with Hanzo, transform, and then attack with Avian again, which is really awesome. That's a lot of stack damage. And as you can see, the game ended pretty quickly, and I managed to lock him down. I could negate everything he did. And next I want to show you guys a couple more gameplays I have, but with a variant on this Apex Ninja style that I've created. Alright guys, we are back, and I had this idea randomly. I was making the Apex Ninjas and I thought I need a draw engine that can also throw me a lot of power and searchability, and the first thing that popped in my head was Dark Worlds with the whole brow, dealings, and the gates. And this hand is absolutely beautiful because it gives me searchability, it gives me defense with the tour guide if I wanted it, but I already got the Rhoda for my Ninja, which is also Ninja first hand and Thunderbird first hand. You're basically set because the rest are usually just staples to protect you. Now the difference between this deck and the other deck is that because it has a heavier Dark World engine and it has a lot more monsters, I don't have as many wiretaps and stuff like that, but it tends to run really fast and search out fast too. So I'm still deciding whether or not I like this one better or the other one, but I'll just let you guys see how it works. So this hand's pretty awesome. I love using Rhoda first turn, and I get to search out with Snow. So then I'm going for Brow, Hanzo, and then I set my card. And that's all I could do really, which is not the best way to start off. But luckily he did not manage to get rid of these 2, because when he tried to relinquish, boop, he lost his target because I tributed it. So I knew that as long as I can hit the field, I'm good with Thunderbird. And as soon as that thing hit the field, I pretty much knew I was set because he only had 1 set card. And the only way to stop this guy is to basically, if they do a Fiendish Chain, or let's say I attack and they do D-Prison, and I activate him and return this, and then they chain like another trap like Fiendish Chain or something like that, it will stop him, which is why I like to run wiretaps and stuff. But usually I don't run into that problem. It's only happened once where I got double chained. Excuse me, I about burped. Alright. And also, this guy, he makes this even better. Grapha can come out so easy and just beat them down. which is what you're about to see. Also, the pop ability is sick as hell. I mean, I just popped that trap. Now I know he can't double chain me, and I basically know I'm set for the victory. And even though I didn't even need to really negate that, why not? The main reason I wanted a tour guide is so I could do that, bring out Grapha, and go for game. So, you know, it was very nice to have this to stop the breakthrough and just go ahead and win the game, but I basically had the game the minute these two hit the field, and he didn't have that double chain ready. So as you can see, this deck is pretty insane, and it's also really fun to play. Alright guys, I have one more replay for you, and then I'll show you the current deck lists I have for each of these decks. And just understand that the decks I'm using in these replays aren't 100% like the ones that I've got right now, just because I've been testing different versions and stuff. So if you see any tweaks that you would like to make to the deck, go ahead, but this is just like the basic format, and I honestly have never seen anybody play a deck like this one. I've seen them use Hanzo, I think, to bring out Avian once before, but I've never seen one that quite focuses on it as much as this one. But here's the funny part. I summon Avian, and this guy goes for Torrential. He could have easily Solemned it, and that would have put a really big stop on what I was trying to do. But of course he tries to Torrential. Like, he must have not even read Avian. So I go ahead and just negate it, just for the heck of it. I mean, either way, he did manage to stop it. But that just seemed kind of stupid to do that, because I could just return it to the hand. And now he's going to Solemn Warning Thunderbird, which does suck. But luckily I had the Soul Charge ready, which was sick. And also Hanzo's really sick. If you get Special Summon, you get to search a ninja, which can help a lot. And also I started running this one at 1 in the current deck, not the Dark World. This is not Dark Worlds, but you discard a wind monster and return all spell and trap cards on your opponent's side of the field to their hand, which is pretty sick to get rid of extra Avians and stuff. And yeah, I just run that at 1 now, just to search for it with Hanzo if I need it. But in the Dark Worlds, I'm pretty sure I run that at 0. I don't even use it. I might have like 1 in there or something. But I know for a fact in the Dark World version I have 3 Hanzo and 2 Rhoda, and I think that's all I have, just to search. You really only need to get 1 to get the first turn setup, which is the whole goal of this deck, is to get a nice first turn build ready for the Avian Thunderbird. So he's going to Book of Moon Hanzo, but then I can still tribute for Avian, which was pretty awesome, being able to tribute those two. And now I've got the lockdown ready. So now basically it's pretty much done for him. I mean, he can try doing all these effects one at a time, but what's going to keep happening? You're going to keep getting stopped. So now he's got this Mirror Force. And of course I've still got Lance too, so I'm not even worried about that. And I thought I had a Wiretap. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, Wiretap. So I negate the Apostle just for the heck of it. Don't want him to be getting anything out on the field that could hurt me. I just like to negate what I can just to stop him, because basically once this hits the field, you could take your time. Doesn't matter what they do. As you can see, even though I'm not doing damage, he's not doing anything to help himself. I can negate MSTs. I mean, it's so sick. This guy negates everything. Also, guys, Magic Planter. I run it definitely 2 or 3. I think I'm running it at 3 now, just because you have the safe zones and you have the Fiendish Chains, and also the ninja cards sometimes get stalled on the field. So it's great to have Magic Planter, but you can safe zone an opponent's monster, and as you can see, when this card is removed from the field, destroy that monster. So you can target one of their monsters and then Magic Planter it, destroy it, and plus off of it, which is also a sick combo. So that's why it's hard for me to choose between this deck and the Dark World deck, because this one is good in its own way and the other one is too. They both have their own strengths and weaknesses, so it really just depends on how you like to play. But I knew it was game by now, just because I have enough monsters to finally attack him. Also with the ability to negate, because if you negate with this and then he comes to your hand, he can't like attack in that same turn because he was summoned during like the battle phase or something like that. But yeah, that was the deck, guys, and I'll show you the list for both of them real quick. I'm not going to take too long. Alright, so this is Apex Ninjas. We got 3 Hanzo, 3 Avion, and 3 Thunderbird. That is literally the only monsters I run. You might want to change that up if you want to. Go ahead. I don't. I just run it this way just because that's how I like it. And I know this looks like a ton of spells and traps, and it is, but it's been working so far, and I like it. And you could throw in Max C's, of course. I tried that once, but the thing about Max C is it doesn't work against every deck. Pot of Dualities, Magic Planners, all of these I can run off of myself. I don't have to worry about my opponent special summoning to get pluses. And this Treasured Sword of the Seven Stars, or Sacred Sword, that's the Japanese, I guess. It says banish one level 7 from your hand or face up and draw 2 cards, which is sick because I plus 4 off of that combo. Let's say you have a Transformation and Avion on the field. You can use Treasured Swords on your Avion, draw 2, and then use Planter on the Transformation and draw another 2. So that's pretty awesome. But that's the deck build for just the regular Apex Ninjas. And here is Dark Apex Ninjas. I like this one a lot just because it has more monsters and it seems to just work. I don't know, it just works better. It gives you more options with the popping, with the Gren, also the searchability with Snow and the Grapha extra attack, just to get over some of the stronger monsters with the field spell, because 27 would be the highest without Grapha and the field spell. But yeah, we got Tour Guide, 2 Avion, which you could alternate that and put 3 in an extra one of these if you want. I like 2. 3 Thunderbird just because he's so hard to get and you really need him first draw. 3 Grapha, 3 Snow, 3 Brow, 2 Gren. That's all the Dark Worlds you need. The rest of them, you don't need them in this deck. Book of Moon, Lure, all of the rest of these pretty self-explanatory. I like to run 2 Dealings and 2 Lightning just to pop cards but also be able to draw. I only run 2 Planter just because I have the draw power from Brow and from the Gates, so I don't need as many Planter. And I don't run any duality in this so far, and that's just because it special summons a lot, and also I don't know, I just like the draw power that comes off the Dark World engine, which usually gets me into my cards. But that concludes the video, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and you guys should definitely try out this deck just for fun. Even if you don't think it looks like it's good, it is still a fun deck to play, and when you start locking the opponent down, it really is pretty awesome. And also, guys, if you have any suggestions for this deck, any tips, any cards you know that might help it, go ahead and post it in the comments because I appreciate all criticism, good or bad, because that could be an improvement. But thanks for watching, guys. Comment, rate, subscribe, and peace out.